Hello everyone, welcome to this lovely Wednesday. I just wanted to let you know, sorry that I'm a little late, just had to gather my materials. So, welcome again, thank you so much. I hope you're having an opportunity right now to take a mindful minute. If you're having any issues or stress at this very moment, you can always practice some calm breathing. For example, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. So again, if you're having any stress, you can always think of 5 things that are around you, 4 things that you can smell, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can, 2 things or so that you can, I believe, smell again. And then last but not least, 1 thing, a positive affirmation about yourself. I am sorry that it may seem very unorganized today, but thank you so much for giving me your undivided attention on this lovely Wednesday. The activity that we'll be doing today is based on Jazmine. So Jazmine is an American pop artist from New York, Brooklyn, New York to be exact. And he is known for his bold colors, his black outline, and his really cool faces on his photos. So if you want to take a moment to look up James Rizzi artwork, you definitely can. It is spelled James, James. Rizzi is spelled Rizzy. All right. So the materials that you will need for this lesson today for our lovely cityscape are paintbrushes, a box of crayons, a white sheet of paper and or a sketchbook, a Sharpie, watercolor paints, and then a cup of water or so to clean your paintbrushes. So with Jazmine Rizzi's artwork, again, I'm sorry that you did not see all my materials, but with Jazmine Rizzi artwork, he was just known for drawing a cityscape and adding personality to it. I feel like this would be a perfect project for younger kids to discuss what may be happening in the city in a very creative way. So with that being said, please take this opportunity to gather your materials, which are watercolors, paintbrush, a lovely Sharpie, crayons, a cup of water, and again, a blank sheet of paper, okay? When you have your blank sheet of paper ready, you're going to begin drawing buildings or begin drawing rectangles, okay, friends? So you're going to draw large and in charge rectangles. Again, you can sketch it out using a pencil, or you can automatically begin drawing it using crayons. All right, so currently, right now, I'm just getting my cityscape together, and I'm going to begin drawing my rectangles in different shapes and sizes. You're also welcome to draw just small houses if you want to, but remember to be considerate, okay? I am now drawing my buildings, and they're different sizes at the very moment. Okay? Thank you everyone that's tuning in today on Facebook Live. I really appreciate it. Okay? All right, so far I have 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, but again, you are welcome to draw more. What I'm planning on doing, I'm going to take another blank sheet of paper, and I'm going to draw 4 more so I have a larger cityscape. I hope everyone's having a lovely day. If you have any positive tips or trades on how to deal with stress, you can definitely comment below. We really miss you. We're happy that you're here tuning in. And again, if you're having any issues with stress, You can always comment below some techniques that you use. All right, so far, this is my very first drawing, okay? And now I'm going to draw 4 more buildings to go along with my cityscape, okay? If you ever take a moment to look up James Rizzi, again, that can definitely give you some really cool ideas for this project. He is a pop artist, and he works a lot with color. So again, a lot of kids love this project because it gives you an opportunity to create as many emotions as you want that is in a cityscape. Okay. Okay. Fun fact about the cityscape as well, not all buildings have to be rectangles. You can do circle buildings. You can do buildings that look like objects. For example, if you want to do a building that look like a balloon or a building that look like a dog treat because it's the animal place, that's always great ideas that you can use at this moment. All right. All right. You can clearly see that I am using a sketchbook right now. You do not need special paper for this project. You can use construction paper, newspaper, magazine paper, whatever you can get your hands on to draw a shape. That'd be fantastic. All right. When you have your drawings of your buildings together, you're then going to take your lovely box of crayons and you're going to begin drawing different patterns in it, but be considerate of the emotions that you would like your buildings to express. All right, so you can begin adding cool patterns into your buildings now, or you can actually begin drawing your facial expressions onto your building directly. Okay, so I'm going to show you that you can begin adding patterns if you need to, if you want to skip that step and come back to it. But again, you shall begin drawing faces onto the building. I feel like this would be a perfect time and a perfect activity for kids, where they can reflect on what may be happening in their city in a very healthy, creative way. So right now, I am currently drawing eyes on my tallest building. Okay. And don't be afraid, you can also color in the eyes if you want to. Okay? You can think about all the emotions that can be expressed through this project as well. You can draw facial expressions for happiness, for sadness, for anger, for joy, for love. Again, the facial expressions that you choose for the James Rizzi Aspire project is based on your interpretation. So with all the chaos that may be happening in the world right now, I am going to try to keep this project as upbeat and happy. So a lot of my buildings are going to be smiling and looking at each other and just trying to interact as much as you can positively. Okay? Yep. Hello. Okay. So after you draw your buildings, you are going to begin, again, adding those facial expressions. All right? Don't be afraid as well to make it goofy. If you want to make your building a cyclops, that's always an option too. Okay? So again, you are drawing facial expressions on the buildings that you have already sketched out. Thank you so much, friends, for hanging in with me, and congratulations to the 15 people that are tuning in. Thank you. I understand that it may be a change of scenery in the background, but my dedication is always here. Okay? So far, I have my happy, I have my cyclops, and you're just going to continue that process. You're going to continue drawing facial features onto your buildings. Okay? Yes. So again, you can draw it realistic if you want to. You can draw it cartoonish if you want to. Again, just make sure that your buildings are showing some type of emotion. Okay? Some type of emotion. One of my favorite drawings by James Rizzi is The City is Watching. It's definitely interesting, and it's definitely a concept that a lot of people really don't think of, but actually thinking of how a city will feel. So again, this is a really cool activity that you can do with kids for you to figure out how they may be feeling at this climate about their city. All right? But again, friends, I'm trying to keep this project as upbeat and as positive as I can. So remember to draw those faces, but don't be afraid to make them silly too. Okay? Yes, so right now I'm adding a little hat to my building. Fun fact about this building as well, remember how I said earlier, if you want to draw buildings that look like objects, like balloons or doggy treats or a shoe, you definitely can do that. All right? So if you look directly right here, you can see that I drew my building into a pencil, and this is going to be our school. All right? I'm going to add some details to my pencil at this very moment. All right? So I have some lines to my pencil. Now I'm going to go back and add some details to my buildings. I'm going to add some buildings, some windows. I'm going to add some windows to my building. You can also add titles to your building if you want to. So for example, if you want to label your buildings like a shop or hospital, that's always welcome. So again, this project is just taking a creative approach at cityscapes, okay? I feel like we all need some fun, cool projects to de-stress from the day. Yes. All right, so again, adding these eyes, coloring them in. So far, added some windows to my building. All right, this one right here, this building, I'm actually adding some hair to it. All right, adding some hair and some swirls to add that texture. That'll be great. Add that texture. Yes. So right now I'm adding, again, like I said, the 5th time in a row, I'm adding texture to the hair. Yes. All right. So far. Now for this building, this is kind of hard. I'm probably going to add a door to the front of this building, and then I'm going to add a couple windows. All right. If you have started this project, please comment below what is your process. Have you looked up the artist? Have you begun drawing the windows? What facial expressions are you using for this project as well? What facial expressions are you trying to show in your cityscape as well? Okay, so far, so good. Still adding those windows, still adding those faces. All right, I'm going to move on to these buildings right here. They're probably going to be a little different. I'm actually going to try to add a little more detail, and I'm actually going to try to change the motion. Because one of his famous photos, or one of his famous paintings for earlier, like I was talking about, I think it's called The City is Watching. It's actually split down in the middle. So one side is daylight and the other side is nighttime. So that is the gist that I would like to do for this project. This will be representing day, and this will be representing the night. Okay. I hope everyone is having an awesome possum day. And again, welcome to my Welcome to ArtFul's Connection, Facebook Live. All right, so right now I am working on my nighttime side, adding some eyes and some facial expressions to my buildings. Okay. Adding some facial expressions. All right, so again, I'm working on my nighttime right here. I had an opportunity to draw a nose.
What are you doing?
If you can hear, my class is walking by. Hello, everyone. Remember, bubbles in. Everyone, bubbles in. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm currently doing my nighttime side. To this project, this may be a little more on the sad side because again, we want to explore all our emotions. Okay? Okay. 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 So far, I have someone frowning. This person looks a little uncomfortable. Alright. Now I am drawing on my second building. Again, friends, thank you again for being here for me. I really appreciate it. Okay. So far, this is my second building, or my third building that I drew. This is my second building, and this is my first. Okay. Okay. I am now drawing my final building, located right here. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Please comment below what step you may be working on. Maybe you're drawing your building, maybe you're looking up the artist, or maybe you're just taking a mindful minute for yourself. I would like to know below what you may be working on. I hope everyone's having an awesome possum Wednesday. Okay? Okay. Again, this page is representing daytime and this is representing night. Okay. Don't be afraid to just directly hop into it. You may not be 100% on how you want your cityscape to look, but again, as long as you're having fun and being creative at the same time, you're doing the best you can. Okay. Okay. With your nighttime scene or your daytime scene, do not be afraid or do not forget to actually add a sun and moon in each setting. So right now I am adding a moon and stars in the background of my cityscape. Okay, so I have my moon located right here, and I'm going to draw stars all the way around in my background. Okay. Okay. You do not have to draw the whole thing in Sharpie. You're always welcome to first draw it in pencil and then trace it in Sharpie. Again, if you're afraid that you are going to make some mistakes and you need to erase, please do so, okay? Draw in pencil. Again, thank you so much, everyone tuning in today, for being so flexible with me and being there, okay? Okay. Okay. So I have my stars added in the background of my nighttime scene. Now I'm going to add a sun over here and some cloud for my daytime scene. James Rizzi, again, was known for his bold colors. His bold colors and just his interpretation on cityscapes are always an interesting fact to know. Okay, so I have my sun drawn, and I'm going to begin drawing some clouds. Alright. Begin drawing those clouds in the background as well. Just like this. Okay. And again, you're welcome to add some birds or anything else that you like to draw behind or in the sky of your cityscape. Okay, so representing right now, this is our daytime and this is our nighttime. Okay, you can definitely see the change as you move through. Okay, just like this. When you have your daytime and your nighttime cityscape drawn, this is when you begin using your crayons. With your crayons, they kind of act like oil pastels. It kind of create a oil resist. So again, if you do not have crayons at home, you're always welcome to use oil pastels. And if you don't have oil pastels at home, you're always welcome to use crayons. But just a fun fact about this, it creates an oil resist. So I'm going to actually pick out my colors right now, which are purple, blue, and this lovely red-orange. And I'm actually going to begin drawing patterns onto my building. When you finish drawing patterns onto your building, you can paint over it using your watercolor, and it creates a really cool effect. All right, let's check it out. So I am starting right now with my lovely daytime side of my James Rizzi project inspired. I'm going to take my purple crayon and I'm going to begin adding some patterns. All right. Fun fact about this project as well, he used a lot of solid colors, but I feel like it'll be really nice to just add some patterns to make them pop, just to add to the positivity and brightness of the daytime cityscape. Please let me know below, how are you feeling today? If you're having a hard day or a happy day, I would love to know below. I understand this is definitely a change of pace, but all you can really do is be as flexible as you can. Okay, so right now, you see, I'm adding some patterns using my crayons. Okay. Adding patterns to my building. Okay, I'm still adding my patterns to my building. Let me know below what step of the project are you on right now. Maybe you're drawing your cityscape, or maybe you're adding your color. But at the end of the day, I would like to know, how are you doing? All right. Also, friends, I would like to apologize for earlier. Got a little distracted, but I love how we're hanging in there. I really appreciate you all. Alright, I am still drawing my design onto my building. Again, I'm just drawing repeated curved lines all over. Okay. Ooh, so cool. Alright. Still adding those lines. I'm done drawing with the purple crayon. Now I'm going to move on to the blue, and I'm going to add that to my Cyclops building. She looks like a Peggy. We're gonna name her Peggy. Alright. Again, I'm still adding those patterns, those lines. Again, friends, you're always welcome to color it solid, but I think it's a really cool effect how the oil resists the watercolor. So try to add as many patterns as you can to your buildings. Thank you again for tuning in and following along. I really appreciate it. Okay. Still drawing. Alright, I added some blue, but now I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to use some orange. Alright, with my patterns as well, I'm just putting them in different directions. Just to give it that visual texture, but you're always welcome to just continue one pattern at a time. All right, I hope everyone can hear me. If not, please comment below and let me know. Okay, so again, just to start from the beginning, I started off using a Sharpie to draw my cityscape and the facial expressions and the little details. But again, you're welcome to just draw it in pencil and trace it with Sharpie. After you draw your cityscape and their facial expressions and their little details, you're going to go back with crayon, draw some designs from stripes, stars, flowers, and then you're going to paint over it using watercolor. So currently right now, I am drawing designs on my building. Okay. All right. And continue doing that. I'm going to use a little bit of brown in this project. Okay. Alright, adding some patterns, still using crayons. Alright, again, a little change of scenery, but we're still rocking and rolling. Alright. If you're wondering, where am I right now? I am currently at a preschool. Alright friends, continue drawing your patterns using your lovely crayons. And with my polka dots on this building, I'm going to color in the circles. Alright, coloring in my pattern, just like this. Oh, it kind of looks like a cow. Moo. again, if you do not have crayons and only oil pastel, they work. If you have crayons and not oil pastels, you're right on track. But again, you're going to begin drawing your patterns using your crayons first. Do not be afraid to color in some areas if you need to, just like this. Okay. Perfect. Again, friends, if you decide that you would like to draw more than 4 buildings, please feel welcome to do so, okay? You can draw your cityscape as large or as small as you want. Just remember, do not forget those facial expressions, okay? So far, I have my building with different types of patterns, and I'm going to go back and add a couple more patterns to this building as well. Perfect. So I added some stripes to my pencil building. Now I'm going to go into the sky, and I'm actually going to add some dash marks. So when you paint over it, the crayons still show, but it's just adding that visual texture. So it's not really a pattern or anything, it's just literally random dashes. So it's a texture in the background. I just don't want the sky to look as flat if the buildings have so much going on with it. Okay? So going back in the sky, adding those dash marks just like that. Alright, now I have my yellow crayon, and I'm going to start coloring in my sun. Friends, if you want to take this moment right now, I would love to know what is your high for the day. Maybe you learned a new recipe, maybe you found a new trail to walk on, but I would like to know what made you happy today. So currently I have my sun colored in, my sky, my buildings, and they have these lovely expressions. Now I'm going to do the same process, but this time it's going to be on my nighttime piece. Okay? I'm going to try to change the color up a little bit. I'm probably going to use more of a darker color, so I'm going to use black, maybe purple, a little bit of blue. Oh, that's beautiful. I love the fact that you had a chance to see your friend today. This is a time that a lot of people really do need friendships. So if you haven't had a chance to reach out to your best friend, just reach out, say hello, see how they're doing today. Okay? So right now I have my nighttime, I have my black crayon, and I'm actually going to start with the sky this time. I'm going to do the similar process that I did with my daytime path. I'm just going to go back and add those dash marks. Okay. Okay, you can see, going back, filling in space with dashes and smaller lines. Okay, now I'm going to use my yellow crayon and I'm going to color in my stars. All right, with my stars, I do not want any of my watercolor to show through, so I'm actually going to try to press really, really hard and try to layer that wax, layer the crayon. Okay, as you can see right here, I'm pressing really, really hard, and I'm going to do that at least 2 times. All right. Also, special thanks to any friends or so that have taken a moment to actually check in with other friends to see how they're doing. So again, thank you so much for whoever is checking in with their friends during these difficult times. Okay. I'm currently still coloring my stars, just like this. All right, and I'm going to color it 2 more times to make sure that that crayon is layered. Okay. Again, thank you so much for being so flexible with me today. I really enjoy the patience. Okay. So right now, again, I am adding those layers onto the crayon, adding the layers to the stars. Still adding those layers. Thank you for all the love and support. I really enjoy it. It means a lot. Okay. So I am done layering my wax on my stars. Now I'm going to go into my buildings and start adding those patterns, just like how I did in my daytime scene. Okay. All right, currently I'm using the color black. And for these, I'm adding just a few patterns to it. Okay. Okay. So far right here, just adding some patterns. But again, you're welcome to solidly draw it in if you want to, or color it in, but I think it's really cool with the oil against the watercolor to create that effect. Yes. Alright. So I'm drawing some patterns right now onto my building. Thank you for everyone that is tuning in. I really appreciate the support, and I hope we're all creating art at home with our family and friends. Oh no, my crayon broke. That's okay, friends. Even if your crayon breaks, broken crayons still color. Okay, so again, add those patterns to your buildings, just like how you did in your daytime scene. You can make them different if you want to. If you want to add solid colors, or you do want to do zigzags or mandalas, that's always welcomed for the cityscape. Okay. Something that I am currently doing, I'm trying to use colors that was not used on my first one. So try to give it its own individuality. So each color is going to be different for each scene. So I'm taking my red and I'm adding some patterns right here to this building. Again, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, a happy Wednesday. It really means a lot. If you can comment below and tell me which step you may be on in this Jane Rizzi project Aspired. Okay. So again, adding these patterns to the building. Okay, finish adding those patterns onto my building. Use the color red. Yes. All right. Okay. Now I have my third building. I'm going to use the color purple, and this time I'm actually going to loosely color it in. If you have any younger kids at home or older kids at home, please let me know how they may feel about this project. I would like to get any review or feedback in the comments below. Alright. So loosely colored in the drawing. Bye, Pastor. Alright. Nice. Okay, I'm using my purple, filling in my space, loosely colored it in. Now I'm going to begin working on my last building of this project. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. If you have a comment for me, are you okay?
Alright. Now I'm using the color orange to begin on this building right here. Alright, for the pattern for this project, I'm going to use polka dots. Polka dots and dash. Actually, polka dots and stripes on this lovely building.
Oh, okay. So sometimes it's hit the green, sometimes it's hit the yellow, yeah, whatever the store says.
Okay. So adding a pattern again to my cityscape.
All right.
Coloring in some areas of it. Okay. Huh. You kind of look like an angry block of cheese. So that's pretty funny. Okay. Okay, adding some lines to my building. Just like this. So it kind of looks similar to my sky. Alright, and I'm actually going to go back into my sky and I'm going to add more of these starbursts, but using a black crayon. Okay. Huh. Okay, so you can see I went back, added some lovely starbursts using a black crayon. And again, friends, broken crayons still color. So keep that in mind if you're having a bad day. All right, so friends, we have our cityscape drawn, we have our pattern added using our crayons, we have our daytime, and we have our nighttime. Now it is time for us to do the fun part, which is adding watercolor. Okay, again, adding watercolor to oil. oil resist, always create a cool pattern. All right, a cool effect. So you have your handy dandy watercolors. Pick out a brush, dip it in. All right, remember friends, with the amount of water that you use for your watercolors, if you have too much water, it will make it a light color. If you do not have enough water, your watercolor will be sticky and it will not actually spread evenly. So keep that in mind when you're working with watercolor. So I am going to begin painting my daytime right here. And the color I'm going to choose is purple. So I dipped my brush into my water, just like this. You can see that it's damp. I'm going to dip it into my color. Again, make sure you do not add too little or too much water, because we want it to make sure that it spreads evenly. Okay? Now that you have your paint on your brush, you can begin painting over your crayon. Okay? So if you look closely, purple paint over the purple crayon creates a really cool effect. Give it a nice visual texture. Okay, I'm painting my building now. Please let me know below what step you may be on. Maybe you're drawing your cityscape, maybe you're adding your crown resist, or maybe you're just painting it in. But so far, this is what I have, and I love how the crown resist works with the watercolor. Okay? Yeah, make sure that you fill your area using your paint. Make sure. Okay. Have anyone discovered any cool hobbies at all? Maybe you learned any cool facts this week. If you have anything to share, please share below. I would like to know how your day is going, or either if you learned a new skill or technique. Okay? So again, when you add a little, if you add not enough water, you'll get that thinning effect. If you add a good amount, you can see that is the true purple. And again, if you do not add enough, it will be really sticky and it will not evenly spread. All right, so I'm going to continue painting my building. Okay. Just like this. All right, and don't be afraid to mix colors too. If you want to mix colors, you can. Okay, but just remember, when you're changing colors, always clean out your brush, because you do not want it to be an icky dark color. Okay. Squeeze it out. Now I'm going to move on to this building right here. I'm going to start with the top being orange, and instead of having the bottom blue, I'm actually going to use the color yellow. Okay. So again, you can see the crown still shows up even if you paint over it. Okay. Now I'm going to switch my color from orange to yellow. Okay. I'm going to continue painting. I'm using the color yellow, and I'm painting the bottom of my building. Just a recap of what we talked about earlier. Again, if you need a mindful minute, you can always use the technique 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Again, you find 5 things that surround you, 4 things that you can see, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can taste, and then 1 positive affirmation about yourself, just to help with any stress. And for younger kids, you can always try the Bumblebee Technique. Is when you breathe in and you keep your lips shut and you breathe out, but you hum for a count of 5. So you breathe in 2 and you breathe out 5. Kind of sound like you're a bumbling bee. All right. So again, friends, don't be afraid to mix these colors. Okay. Alrighty. Now I am moving on to my 3rd building of my daylight side. And for this one, I'm going to use the color green. Only because I would like to see what will happen when you cover brown crayon with green watercolor paint. Alright. Again, make sure you do not have too much water in your brush because you can barely see the color if you do. Painting it in. It kind of reminds me, I know earlier I said it kind of looks like a cow, but when you add green paint on top of it, it kind of reminds you of like a mint cookie, a mint chocolate chip. Okay.
Hi Debbie, it's Rochelle.
Okay. So again, I am adding color to my buildings, just like this. Just adding color, just adding the color to the buildings.
So the first one,
Yes.
I can't put absolutely.
So make sure that you do not have too much water in your brush because we do not want it to be too thin. But if you look closely, you can see as you paint over how the watercolor is resisting the oil. Such a cool effect. Such a good effect.
The list on the computer.
Thank you again, everyone.
Okay, so I don't have to do anything with them either.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Again,
all right,
everyone
thank
that is
you.
tuning in today.
Bye-bye.
I really enjoy it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Don't be afraid to get into those windows if you need to. Don't forget those little details of painting those in as well. I'm filling in my space. Again, still using those watercolors. Looking good so far. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I hope we're creating at home. If it's not this project, I would like to know below in the ArtFul connections or ArtForce, what have you been working on to make sure that you're still getting that creative outlet. Maybe you may not be working on this project, but you are learning how to knit or learning how to take care of plants, or even just learning how to cope with your emotions. Either way it go, all of them are amazing things, and I would like to know, how are you doing? All right, I'm using the color red, and I am now going to continue painting in my buildings. Wow. Wow, I really love how this red is, against the yellow.
The ugly thing.
Yes.
And you have
So
to be
again,
online
begin
on vertical
filling in
lines
that
order.
area.
There's a limited number again for that.
Some people. Really careful.
Continue filling in that area. Thank you.
Help your child when he gets hurt fast. Don't have to anymore.
Thank you so much.
I've never been so happy.
Oh. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. I really enjoy that people are following along with the lesson. I really am happy that you are here. All right, so friends, the last thing that I have to finish of this project is painting in the sun, and then I will be moving on to the night side of this project, and it's the same process. You will be, again, using watercolor and painting over the crayon. Okay. Thank you again for comments below. We really appreciate it. I may not respond to all comments, but thank you, and I really appreciate it. All right? We could not do this without you. Okay. Perfect. Added some watercolor to my sun. Okay. And I am going to begin painting the sky. Oh, how I wish what time it may be. Oh, how I wish I knew what time it will be. It is. Okay. Painting in my lovely sky. Love how those dashes are turning up, kind of creating that texture. Okay. Filling in my space, using my watercolor, just like this. Okay. All right, friends. I finished my sky. I added in watercolor into my building. And again, I added those lovely details as well. Just a recap. Just a recap of today, we had an opportunity to make a piece of artwork inspired by Jane Rizzi. We did the nighttime and daytime. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for giving me your undivided attention. I will see you again sometime soon. Have a great, awesome Wednesday. And again, be safe and be healthy. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.